morning, ladies. Welcome to the Dr. Chelsea Show. I am Dr. Chelsea Page, the Soul Doctor, and I am so excited because I get to talk to you today about delegation, and your worth. So we're going to dive into that. I am here in such a wonderful place because I get to help women all over the world love themselves, be themselves, embody their power, their pleasure, their feminine energy, trust their desires, love their desires, be in connection with their soul self. So I am so excited that I get up in here today and really share this wisdom with you and have you joining me here. So if you're hopping on live or if you're watching this on replay, say hello in the comments below. And I know some ladies are on Clubhouse, or you might be watching this after the fact on my podcast or on YouTube. So exciting. So let me get the music down and let's get the party started. So I want to share with you ladies here, and I'm going to be here every Tuesday at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time and 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So you're seeing me here either on Facebook, or if you're following me on Clubhouse at Dr. Chelsea Page, you can also listen in to me there, which is wonderful because I have some lovely goddesses who are listening in right now. So these chats, what I want to do on this show is not be here for hours and hours and hours, because I know all of us have busy lives here, but I want to really get down to the heart of the matter and the topic, which is all about delegating and your worth, and something that I really came across recently, because I'm in this phase in my business where I'm expanding and I'm growing, and I am just one person. So there's only so much one person can do, although I know there's so many of us women that try to do all the things. And I want to tell you here today, one, and you've probably heard it before, you don't need to do all the things, but there is a part of you that feels like you need to do all the things to feel like you are worthy and that you are actually validating your existence in this world. So what the heck am I even talking about? So recently I hired a new virtual assistant, and she's freaking magical. Like, best decision I've made in a while. She's so amazing. And I realized that, I manifested her into my world. Hello, beautiful. I manifested her into my world because I was ready to actually delegate the things to her, to pass off the doing. So what happens though is we don't get into a place, or we feel like we've been in a place where we're not comfortable with passing off the doing and the delegating. This might go in your business, whether it's hiring a VA, or, I'm getting ready to actually hire a bookkeeper because I want to delegate the management of my money and the bookkeeping pieces, because as hard as I've tried, me and numbers, we just don't really love each other. Like, I love the numbers, but I'd rather focus on my magic like this here. And even, say, in a relationship, we often don't delegate things or pass things off, or we pretend that we do, but then we actually don't. We actually step in and take over the reins, even if we've asked our partner to do something. We actually get impatient with the space between that it actually happens, and then we just step in anyways. So the reason I'm talking to you ladies about this is because what I found is passing off the doing and the delegating, especially to my assistant recently, I actually had to come up across this part of me that's like, but like, what do I do now? Like, what do I do? If I'm passing all the things off to my virtual assistant, and not all the things, like this right now, this is something that I can only do because only me and my energy can only be here on this recording. But all the things that I don't need to be doing, if I'm passing all that off to her, which means I'm not doing it, like the scheduling posts into my groups and my soul support membership group, or even after this, starting to repurpose this to the different places, I don't need to be doing those things. But there was a part of me that had this almost like death grip on doing all those things, that didn't want to delegate to anybody, that was resisting actually getting a VA who was really in doing all the things and doing it really well. Like, she comes back the next day and she's like, all right, I'm done. What do you got for me next? I'm like, holy cow, you're like Speedy Gonzalez over here. Hello, beautiful. So the delegating actually has me actually need to grow in my comfort in the being in this world. Because if we pass off the delegating, whether it's have your mother-in-law help you with the kids, or whether it's a VA helping you in your business, or whether it's your partner maybe cooking dinner tonight, whatever it is that you're delegating to, it's being okay with not doing all the things. We have to let go of that death grip around the doing all the things and actually having it be what it is that's proving our worth and our existence in this world. And I brushed up against this week. I was like, okay, if I'm literally giving all these things to be delegated for all these people who are supporting me in my business, what is left for me to do? And if there's not a whole lot for me to do I actually have value and worth? Are people actually going to come into my world? Are people actually going to love me? Are people actually going to still like me? Am I still valuable even when I'm not doing all these things? The answer is yes, but I know there's a part of me and there's a part of you too that questions this. If I let this go, if I let a VA do some of these things in my business, if I let somebody help me in my world with my kids, if I allow my partner to open up into my space, am I actually receiving that? It happens. And I'm telling you these pieces that always in my world is never in a way to shame or judge. It's awareness for you. Am I finding my value and my worth in the doing? And am I, although there's a part of you that's like, can't anyone help me around here? Can't I pass this off? Can't I do this? Why is nobody helping me? It's because you are not open to anybody helping you. Because you have a death grip around the doing being your sense of worth. Because to just be you, there's a part of you that doesn't think that's enough. There's a part of you that says, no, I have to do to prove my worth. That if I'm not posting, if I'm not scheduling these things, if I'm not making the dinner, if I'm not the one cleaning the dishes, if I'm not the one who's watching the kids, if I'm not the one, then who's going to see me? And if they don't see me where they love me, will they value me? Will they know that I exist? You do. But you have to be okay with not doing all the doing. It's the being. And I know many of you ladies know about the world of feminine energy, and this is where that piece is, that you have to release the do so you can embody your being. Yes, I'm feeling this so much since stepping away from my business and being a stay-at-home mom. And it's hard. It's hard to let go of all the doing. I get it. And it's a struggle. And this is a piece where you meet this version of you at every level of where you're growing to. As I continue to grow, there will always be a part of me that questions, am I enough? Am I worthy enough? Is me simply being and existing in this world enough? Or do I need to do, prove? It's a place that this is a building that relationship with yourself to know that you are worthy in the being of who you are. Like literally right now, wherever you're at in the world, at whatever time that you're listening to this, take a breath right now. And remind yourself, hand to heart, I am worthy as I am right now. I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting. I'm just being, but it's not a just. It is the thing. To be is the thing. That is who you are. You don't need to do all the things. Only do from desire. This is something I talk to my ladies in the Soul Support membership, is only doing from a desire-driven place. Because if we are doing from a should place or have to place or in order to prove our worth, that's freaking exhausting. And you don't need to do that. Stop. Just stop the exhaustion. You don't need to do that. It takes a process, though. It's a healing process that goes inside to say, I don't need to do the things. So to wrap this around, recently to me, letting go of the doing, my grip around the doing in my business means I'm not hiding behind the doing. I'm not hiding. We hide behind the doing, and we try to find our worth in the doing. So when we try to delegate those things, there's a part of us that snatches it right back. So have you done this? Maybe asked your partner, can you help me with this? But then you snatch it right back, and then you get mad at your partner for not stepping in sooner, when actually you stepped in because you want to be the one who's doing the things, even though there's a part of you that's resenting the things, right? That we actually we sabotage ourselves in that cycle. That's what happens. But awareness means we get to grow and expand in who we are. So recognize, I want to leave you with this, recognize where in your life right now are you wanting to delegate and to let go of some of the doing, but there's a part of you that's like, I don't want to let go of the doing, because if I let go of the doing, do I have any worth? Like, you being here, even say sitting on your couch, just sitting. Like, let's just take a moment right now, just you sitting right now in this moment. You are enough. Like, you don't even have to do anything. Like, it's that easy. Isn't that cool how that's how easy it is. Literally, we can just pause and remind ourselves that in the breath that we take every single day is a reminder that we don't need to do anything else. The breath that we breathe into our life is all the doing that we really need to do to prove to ourselves that we exist, because it helps us exist on this planet by breathing and being alive. That's all you need to do. Everything else, moving and growing and expanding, all from a desired place, is because you desire to. That is a desire-driven life, not the shoulds, not the have-tos. So let the things go. Let it go. Don't hold on to all the doing. It's just hiding who you actually are, which I get. It's a nice protection, because how convenient if we're doing all the things. Not only are we quote unquote pseudo proving our worth, but we're actually hiding who we actually are in the process. It's like a double, like, super amazing thing. Amazing being like that's supporting ourselves and not actually being who we are and trying to prove who we are. That's the cycle we get into. But just notice that when you breathe, every breath you take is all of the doing that needs to be done to prove your existence on this planet. Every breath you take, nothing more, nothing more. So when you know your worth and your existence of who you are already lives inside of you, and every breath that you take, then all the doing that you're doing, is it the doing you actually want to be doing? Or are you doing to prove? Are you doing to try to prove your existence, to prove you're valuable, enough, important, that you matter? You don't need to prove it. I just told you don't need to. Doctor's orders, let it go, let it go. So when you let these pieces go, this actually allows you, just as it's been allowing me as I delegate more of these pieces in my world. I even told my coach recently, I was like, what do I do with all this space? Like, there's no blocks. Like, there's nothing in the way anymore for me and what it is I desire. Exactly. We want to remove those blocks from what it is that we desire, and not delegating actually is one of those blocks. It's one of those blocks that gets you in the way. Delegate so you can actually get out of your own way and be able to move towards the desires that you actually want to have in your life. Ooh, but then there's another part of you that's going to jump in and say, but do I actually deserve those desires that I want? Am I worthy of it? And then we cover it up. We cover up the doing, and then we go into the proving that we're worthy in order to get our desires, but then that proving actually blocks us from getting our desires, so then we actually trap ourselves. Oops. So let's move those blocks. Delegate something. So I want to leave you ladies with this. Delegate something and allow it to be handled by somebody else. Let it go. Delegate it to your partner. Delegate it to a VA. Delegate it to a family member. Delegate it to the universe. Let it go. You don't need to control all the things. Let it be handled. Maybe there's a question or something that this is something we talked about actually in the Soul Support membership this week, is indecisiveness. And maybe there's something or a decision you want to be making and you're not sure. Maybe you can just delegate it to the universe. Let that go and let it then flow. But find where you can start delegating and notice what parts of you actually jump in and block you from doing the delegating, because when you're not delegating, then you're actually blocking yourself from your desires and you're creating roadmaps in front of yourself. But because we already established just by breathing, you're already important and valuable and worthy and awesome and magical and freaking gorgeous and all of the amazing things that you don't need to prove it. And therefore, you're already worthy, which means what you desire, you are worthy of because you desire it. Then let's just get out of our own way, ladies. Can you imagine a world where us as women are actually embodying our desires, going for what we desire, and not shutting ourselves down and not covering ourselves up with all the doing? Imagine. Like, that is a magical world, if you ask me. So let's do it. Let's delegate, pass things off in a nice way. Don't just like shove it off to people. We don't want to just be like, you got to fucking do this. Excuse my language. But we don't want to do it that way. But just notice, are you using the doing to prove who you are? And you're not actually letting it go because you're actually going to then get resentful because that's the thing that could have proved that you're worthy and then someone took it over. Just let it go, babes. Let it go. Now we've got that song stuck in my head. Everybody else, am I right? Am I right? So that is all I have for you today. We're going to close up. I could just be talking for ages around these kind of things. And I do really explore and expand on living that desire-driven life in the Soul Support membership. I'm actually going to drop the link for you here, ladies. And if you're watching this after the fact, you will see it in the description if you're watching this after the fact. And you can still now, as of now, still get 7 free days in the Soul Support membership. So you can try it out and try it on for size, see if your soul loves it, and get to explore and play and get those blocks out of the way of what you desire. I love you ladies so much. I would love to have you join me in my world. I will see you next week, same time, same place. Bye, beautiful goddesses.